Now, we're probably all familiar with that reference to Star Wars, but what role does pop culture play in the classroom? As the role of teachers in the classroom has shifted towards mentorship, educators should maintain an active relationship with student culture. We have taken this statement to mean two things. One, student culture encompasses the mentality of the school. This relates to the dynamics of student relationships, social hierarchies, socioeconomic backgrounds, and the experience of individual students. It also relates to popular youth culture, such as contemporary music or media that is directed at young people. Keeping in the loop with student culture can greatly benefit a curriculum, as it engages with students on a personal and relatable level. This is particularly important for creating an environment which fosters socialization and participation for students with disabilities. However, popular culture and student culture should not detract from the teacher's pedagogical role as an educator. If utilized correctly, a deep interest in learning can be fostered within students.
So, is it important for teachers to be up to date with student culture, and does it have any place in the classroom? Here's what three very different teachers have to say.
I believe education is strictly about the passing of knowledge from the teacher to the student. The only way pupils learn is through direct instruction and teaching strictly to the syllabus. What's the difference between compound interest rates and flat interest rates? Anyone? Anyone?
You really got to get down with the kids. Get jiggy with it, you know? They won't understand what's going on through their heads if you don't know whatever the latest trends are. You got to be cool. You got to show them you can hang around with the guys, like, yeah, the boys.
Hey miss, can you help me with something please?
What do you need help with? We got fidget spinners and water bottles.
There is no point in standing up in front of a classroom trying to teach them about something when they can't see how it's going to be relevant to their own lives. That's where a keen understanding of student culture comes in. If you can make the topic relevant, students will be more likely to listen and thus more likely to learn.
But I just don't get it. Like, what's Macbeth about?
The themes from The Lion King and Macbeth both very similar. If you study the text of The Lion King instead, you might be able to pick up the themes and similarities much easier.
Oh.
So, which of these teachers is right? Is student culture relevant in the classroom? Well, many would argue that it is, especially in relation to students with disabilities. In traditional transmissionist classrooms, students become passive learners, and problematic traits such as inattentiveness, memory deficiency, and behavioural difficulties are actually reinforced. This pedagogical approach contributes to making students with disabilities seem dramatically different to their normal peers. By engaging with student culture, teachers create common ground on which students can relate to one another. This establishes an environment that encourages socialization between peers and transgresses the pervasive divide between disabled students and normal students in order to stimulate, support, and motivate every individual.
Time is one of the biggest factors in determining student culture. What was popular only a few years ago may be nothing more than a dated reference now. Martinez and Wortman note this acceleration of culture as being influenced by the internet, with students experiencing education through real and virtual communities. Thus, it is paramount that teachers understand student culture so it can be implemented effectively within the classroom, which can be done in a variety of ways. In any example, the use of popular culture or student culture should not override the educational purpose of a teacher. Instead, it should be used as a tool to encourage student interest and engagement in their education.
As student culture undergoes rapid change, it becomes the teacher's responsibility to keep up to date. Understanding student culture and implementing it within the classroom greatly benefits the student, as it fosters student motivation, engagement, and interest in learning. Furthermore, popular culture allows students to relate to one another, creating an atmosphere of comfort, relatability, and encouragement for students with disabilities. Although a teacher's role as educator should always come before entertainer, a thoughtful combination of pedagogical practice and pop culture can foster students' motivation to learn, and thus significantly benefit their education.